So, in case you have been living under a rock, you probably have already heard about the new apparent loot boxes that might be coming to Tekken 8 pretty soon, which has gotten people kind of rustled in their feathers. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really think too much of it at first, but now I'd had some time to mull it over. I do think this could be a very disastrous addition to the game. Now, player retention has been sort of dwindling. Not as many people are playing Tekken 8 as they did at first, which is kind of normal. I mean, that's kind of how it is when a new game comes out. A lot of people want to try it, and then some people just sort of water down to sort of like, oh, I'm not going to play it right now, maybe play it later. It's, you know, people get an idea of like what the game's about, and sometimes people don't hold on to it all the time. I am one of the players who is still playing pretty consistently. Definitely while I have stuff to unlock in the season pass, which that's also another hot topic. But again, with the retention of players sort of dwindling, we're kind of thinking, okay, what are we going to do to sort of see more people playing Tekken 8? And loot boxes, I don't think it's the right move if that's the case. The only way it could possibly be any sort of like acceptable sort of addition is if the loot boxes are obtainable with the in-game currency we get for free from just playing the game. You know, those like Tekken coins, the Tekken gold. So yeah, what makes us kind of worrisome though is that, yeah, we have premium currency. We have Tekken coins already in the game to buy skins, to buy the season pass, and that wasn't really a totally welcomed addition to the game. Rightfully so. I mean, it is really scummy of them to wait until after the game launched and the reviews came out for them to later on add that sort of feature. Pretty ridiculous. And the limited amount of costumes available for the base game make me kind of worried about the future of Tekken. I did like how in Tekken 7 they added more costumes to the customs, like what that were able to be used in tournaments. I thought that was pretty neat. I do kind of worry for the next like 5 to 6, 7 years, however long we're going to be seeing competitive players playing this game in tournaments. Like, are we going to see just the same customs for the characters over and over again? Or are we going to get new customs available for them to play with in tournament? I really hope so. But like this, having customs locked behind the premium currency, Tekken coins, makes me worried that that won't be the case. So yeah, Tekken coins, season pass, no bueno. Loot boxes connected to Tekken coins, also no bueno. Like I said, the only possible way that this could be acceptable is if we get the ability to purchase these new loot boxes with the in-game free currency, and with a fair amount. I know we get a lot from just playing the game for like 30 minutes, like we get a crap ton, but like please make it like a reasonable amount to buy these boxes. I think that would be a pretty good move to like use. It would be a good idea to use your in-game currency to buy in-game items. Yeah. Not like they haven't thought of that before though. You know, that's been a thing since customization has been a feature in Tekken as a series. So really weird that the customization on the base game of Tekken 8 is so limited, and I just can't help but feel that this was done purposefully to incentivize players to spend money, even more money, on the game, which is already like incomplete in that regard. Now, some people may say like, oh, it's just custom stuff. It's just design stuff. It's gameplay. It's not even gameplay related, you know? I think that is gameplay related for a lot of people. Some people just enjoy dressing up characters and making new customs for their characters and just making their character look a bit more in a way that they may feel like represents them better or it represents some idea they have better. So I think, you know, that is gameplay that is being locked away from more money. And that's not right. And again, like, it's really scummy that they waited until after the game was reviewed and released for them to later on add these features. I think if it was free, that would have been, you know, everybody loves free, but like it would make much more sense, you know. I also want to say that a similar game to this would be Soul Calibur. And Soul Calibur 6, they actually had, like, you could purchase packages of custom content or custom items for characters, which I think would be much better than loot boxes. I mean, Soul Calibur 6 already has, I would argue, a more robust customization system than Tekken 8 even. So it is kind of crazy that we don't see a similar model here with Tekken 8. Now, I have heard that Bandai Namco has had other games released in the recent history that hasn't done very well and actually has lost them a pretty substantial amount of money. I don't think it is right that Tekken now has to hold the brunt of it and sort of I don't even know if Tekken doesn't do all this crazy monetization stuff that the company would like falter, you know. Like, I think if they just made a quality game and made quality DLC that people would enjoy, like, at this point, additional characters is something that is acceptable as DLC these days. So if we just did that, I'm pretty sure people would be much more happier than spending all this money on loot boxes, which there is some legislation around loot boxes. Like, there's some regions where, like, you can't have loot boxes that require you to spend real money on because it's literally gambling. So yeah, don't really want to see that in my fighting game. So that's going to be it for this video, though. I just want to comment on the idea of loot boxes coming to the game and the one way I could find it being acceptable and all that sort of stuff. So I really appreciate you listening. I also want to say, you know, please listen to my podcast if you so feel inclined. It is linked in my Beacons link in the description. I also have merch, so if you were to choose to take a look at that, that would be very much appreciated. And with all that said, that's going to do it for this video. Future Tekken videos will be coming out soon, so subscribe if you're into that sort of thing, and I'll catch you later. All right, take care.